Well, welcome back, folks. This week we're going to be going to Spencer, Idaho for something a little bit different. We're going to be going ahead and visiting the Spencer Opal Mines and getting a guided tour of the mine. Come along and join us. We find some shiny. It all starts off down here at the Opal Country Cafe. We stopped in a little early to grab some breakfast before we got going to the tour. So go around, we look through the shop, see what they have to offer, and then we get a little intro before the guide, and away we go. These guys seem to offer a little bit of everything, and from our understanding, pretty much all of it comes from their mine directly. Everything from arrowheads to polished regular rocks to garnets, and of course, the opal. And hence the name, Spencer Opal Mines. It is a family-owned and operated business over here in Spencer, Idaho. It's a great way to support your local communities. These guys do tours all around the U.S., so if you happen to be at a rock and gem show, you might just see these guys. They also offer various, we'll call them pay dirt boxes, I believe is what they call them. But if you can't make it to the mine, they will ship you material to go through yourself. So lots of different options, lots of different ways to participate in this mine. So be sure to check these guys out. We booked our tour with the SpencerOpalMines.com as their website. However, space was limited, so they may or may not have spots available. So at the beginning of each season, make sure you grab yourself a slot if you want to make this venture up to the mine to dig. However, if you can't make it to that, they do have a mini mine out front that does not require any type of reservation, and you should be able to stop in and check out their mini mine if you're available. Also, if you're trying to hunt them down on Facebook, you can find them on Facebook. However, you're going to be looking for Opal Country Cafe for the Spencer Opal Mines. If you just search for Spencer Opal Mines, it may or may not be found. So, just a heads up on that. All right, well, after some quick introductions and some guidelines on how the mine works, we were off. Nice little convoy, probably about 10 vehicles, maybe 18 to 20 people on this run. So you go down a paved road, off to the dirt road, and then up into the hills. So here's quick shots of the journey. Not going to show the whole path, but you get the idea at least as we go. Now, they do recommend a high clearance four-wheel drive vehicle. However, in our truck, I mean, you could call it high clearance if you want, but it's just a stock 1500, and we didn't have any issues running two-wheel drive the whole way. The highest point of grade was about 14%, so if you are familiar with dirt roads and you can handle 14%, your vehicle should make it. We did, however, have a few people who were uncomfortable with the drive up, and the mine guides were kind enough to take them up themselves. So even if you don't have a vehicle that you think can make it, still look into these guys. They will be glad to help you out. Around in the last gate here, you can start to see the mine itself. I mean, you can see it the whole way up, but on the video, you can see it. And you kind of go through a little, I like to call it a car wash area, because when these branches are wet, it's a little bit of a wash. In the dry time, we do call it pinstriping, though. Alright, now up at the mine, we do let you park right on the mine, which is kind of nice. However, the mine is rather large, so you're going to be still doing a fair bit of walking, and it does get rather hot up here. There's very little cover from the shade, so be sure you have lots of water. They do provide waters, Gatorades, lunch, all sorts of good things for you while you're up here. But make sure you are prepared yourself, have the sunscreen on, have everything ready to handle the heat, because it does get hot. While many got right to work getting rocks, we went and decided to take a little bit of a walk around, get a lay of the land before we started. The word of the day for this one was mosey. Majority of these people that we were up here with were just taking it easy, and everyone was just having a good time. So here's a few shots of some of the rocks. I don't know if they're going to come through. Unfortunately, these GoPros aren't the greatest for the close-up shots, and I still don't have a good close-up camera yet, but we'll work on that someday. You might be able to see a little bit of the shine, and we'll try and get some better shots of the shine here at the end. While still a bit blurry, this one does look like it shows the shine a little more. So anyhow, like I said, at the end, we'll get a few better shots, see if we can't show you that. Not opally, but super crystally. Also an incredible amount of fossils up here in different formations, so some good things to look for, not just opals. It's not shiny, but it's neat.
Yeah.
This area is a bit over the edge of the main diggings, but you can tell that there's still a ton of rock to go through, and as they push this over, you can still find lots and lots and lots of extra shiny rocks through here. We found a fair bit on this backside, but to be honest, most of the majority was right in this front area. Speaking of fossils and geodes and other fun things, here's one that we just found right on the surface. There's one of our buckets filled. Another one to go. Well, we spent a good chunk of the rest of the day just digging and enjoying ourselves. Didn't bother filming too much, so apologize for that, but I do recommend that you go up here and check this out for yourselves, because quite a bit of rocks to look through, and if you're into rock hounding, this place to be. Now back at the cafe, we just took another look around, swing through everything one last time, get our last little trinkets before we leave, thank the crew, and we'll be off. Now on this particular journey, we're doing 4 or 5 different stops, so this video will be coming out a fair bit after we're already back home, but I hope that this at least showed some folks what the Spencer Opal Mines were about and sparked some interest in some other folks to go along the way. Here in a bit, I'll show, like I said, some of the shiny we got from the end, but give these guys a look. They are worth the journey, and you will not regret the trip. So, thank you very much to the Spencer Opal Mines crew, and we'll see you on the next time. And for this journey, we are off to our next stop, which will be in Butte, Montana. We're going to visit the World Museum of Mining, so be sure to check that video out when it comes out, which is a good one as well. Well, you thought I forgot, didn't you? Well, here's a close-up on some of those shiny opals we found. Obviously not all of them, as we filled an entire bucket and a half, but here's just a couple. And also, you'll notice in the background there, a fun little tool we're going to play with. So, there'll be a few videos down the road, and have some learning to do about lapidary. But that will be coming up soon as well. So be sure to stay tuned, and we'll hopefully show you some rock cutting. Hopefully not too many mistakes, but I'm sure there will be plenty. Well, if you're still here, thanks so much for watching the end of the video. We'll catch you in Butte, Montana. Thanks, everybody.